had a nephew, Terry Hall, that was in Argentina way before you were, I think. And
What was his name?
Terry Hall.
Terry, yeah.
And
We had an elder hall from St. John's, but it wasn't Terry.
different halls. Yeah, I know those halls over there, but they're not related. Yeah, he said that they ate steak all the time. There was so many cattle over there. He came home and his mother thought she'd have a treat for him, so she'd have steak, you know. And he told her, "I'm tired of steak. I want some chicken."
They did have great steaks. One of my final companions may have been Lynn Bedford.
Well, Lynn Bedford, the senior, was your companion?
Junior.
Oh, junior.
Yeah.
Junior.
Lynn Bedford and I were companions for a while in Los Angeles. And we got to where Monday was considered P-Day.
Mm-hmm.
And our president was pretty liberal about it. He said, you can do whatever you want as long as you're keeping the commandments on P-Day. Go to a movie, go out to eat, go hiking in the mountains. And so we got this thing going for weeks at a time. We'd go every Monday night to a really nice steakhouse in Mendoza. We had to ride our bikes to it. It was about 5 miles. And boy, for 85 cents, it seemed like that was the American equivalent.
Mm.
For 85 cents, we'd get a Chateaubriand steak.
Oh.
The finest cut there is.
Oh,
It'd be that thick.
Oh.
And they'd serve
2
it
inches.
with side dishes, and you could just cut that steak with a fork. It was so good.
Mm.
We would have paid, even in those days, you'd have had to pay $10 or $15 for that steak in the United States.
Huh. But down there they had so many cattle that cheap, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. We had great experiences. Elder Bedford, we eventually ended up living in a morgue, a former morgue.
Yeah.
But for a while we lived in a little house that had an open plaza, and it had a vineyard planted on vines. Well, vines grew from the ground up over this lattice above the patio.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just always juicy ripe grapes hanging from and Elder Bedford would climb up there every day and get big bunches of grapes. And, it was fun.
Do you ever have contact with him anymore?
Occasionally he comes up. It's been about 2 or 3 years since I've seen him, but
He used to come up here?
yeah,
Oh, did
he comes up with Leon Ricks, and Leon has a summer home in Lakeside.
Oh. Oh.
And they'll get together, Roger Toronto, Leon Ricks, Lynn Bedford, and I. All 4 of us served in the same mission in Argentina. And
Roger Toronto too.
yeah, pretty much the same time.
I cleaned up my room and the bathroom. Denny's not cleaning up his.
Oh, good job.
And I have some towels that they
They'll come up and we'll have dinner
Whatever Denny slept on,
and just sit around and tell stories.
Now, where did you first know the Roger Toronto? In the mission?
I didn't meet him until after the mission, but he was in my mission.
Yeah.
I think he was 10 months ahead of me.
Is he still around?
I think he is.
Yeah, I think he is. He used to be the
He was in
patriarch
he was patriarch. And
in
then,
our ward, yeah.
then
in
he
our
was
state.
in the temple presidency for a while.
He was?
Hmm
I didn't remember that, I guess.
With Mike Seaman. Mike Seaman was president. Roger Toronto was first counselor, and Gary Perkins was second.
Huh.
I still once in a while see him in the temple. They came here one day to visit with Liberta. It's been a couple of years ago. Roger and what's her name?
Yeah, Roger replaced me as an FBI agent in Lakeside.
Yeah.
Well, no, there was one other between him and me, but the other one didn't stay very long.
Actually, out of those four of us, Lynn Bedford, Leon Ricks, and Roger Toronto. Leon Ricks never worked for the FBI, but his dad did.
Oh, okay.
Did you know, I think his name was Rulin Ricks?
No,
Mm.
no, not familiar.
I thought I was going to work for the FBI because Lynn Bedford, when he was my companion, was always saying how that was his plan and sounded good to me. And so I wanted to try to get into the FBI. And I never did get to interview with him. I interviewed with the CIA
Oh, you did?
at BYU my senior
At
year.
BYU?
Yeah,
They came to BYU recruiting, did they?
yeah.
Oh,
But they flat out told me, thought I had a good interview with them. And at the end of the interviews, they said, we won't hire you. I said, oh, I was kind of disappointed. They said, you're too honest.
too honest?
Yeah.
Too honest?
Yeah. That's what they gave me as a reason for not hiring me.
Wow, that's I never heard that reason before. For anything.
They elaborated on it a little bit. They said, working for the CIA, you'll have to pretend you're something you're not,
Uh-huh.
and you can't do that.
Oh. Yeah, I looked into the CIA. I was going to apply to the CIA before I knew I was at ASU, and there were a bunch of us that lived in the same house, all LDS. And I was talking to a guy, telling him I was thinking about going into the CIA, and he said, well, why don't you go in the FBI? I said, that's what I'm going to do. He'd been on a mission to China. And I said, well, the FBI won't, I'm not an FBI, you got to be a lawyer or an accountant to be in the FBI. And he said, no. He says, if you speak a foreign language, they'll take you too. And he said, I speak Chinese. And he applied, and I applied, and they turned him down because he was overweight. He was too fat. I made it in, and he didn't.
Jeff applied to the FBI, and he scored. They even told him he scored second highest out of 1,000 applicants.
Really?
And he thought for sure they were going to hire him. And he waited and never heard back from him. And finally, the DSS contacted him, Diplomatic Security Service, and they said, the FBI shared your scores with us, and we want to hire you.
So he didn't get turned down by the FBI, they just didn't take him.
They didn't take him, but they did share his application with the DSS, and they hired him.
Yeah, there have been times in the FBI when they couldn't get enough agents. Like when I was in Buffalo, New York, we had to go to different colleges recruiting for the FBI, for FBI agents, because we didn't have enough. weren't enough coming in, and we had to take a week off, I think, and go to just different colleges recruiting. And then there's been other times where, we don't need you, and they'd have really good applicants, you know, and they turn them down.
Jeff's had a good career with the DSS.
Well, he's been in long enough, he could retire, couldn't he?
He could take early retirement right now.
Yeah.
But I think he wants to put in about 4 or 5 more years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the longer you stay, the more retirements you'll get.
Trump keeps suggesting he's gonna cut a lot of the State Department employees off, and so Jeff's a little nervous, but Jeff's pretty high position over there in Cutter. I don't think they'd cut him.
Mm-hmm. You know what GS he is? GS 14 or?
They don't use the GS system.
don't.
If they did, he's whatever the top is.
Oh.
He's right up the top.
Uh-huh.
He told us one day he's the leading American law enforcement person in the country of Qatar.
Uh-huh.
And he's in charge of training Qatar police forces and even special services people for Qatar.
Oh. Oh. And does he speak their language? I guess he does, huh?
He speaks Farsi, Portuguese, Spanish, of course, English, and a little Russian, a little German.
Huh. Wow.
He spent time in Russia, and I don't know where he picked up on the German. Maybe in Venezuela. There's quite a few Germans down there.
In Venezuela?
Yeah.
Argentina's got a lot of birds.
Argentina has, I baptized quite a few of them down
Germans.
there. Yeah,
You know, Guatemala's got quite a few Germans.
yeah.
In fact, in one of the towns I worked in Coban, Guatemala, there was a German there, and his name was Dieseldorf. And he came over before Hitler took over. He escaped because he didn't like Hitler.
Yeah.
He came to Guatemala.
Huh.
And then World War II broke out, and Guatemala declared war on Germany. They never fought them or didn't send any soldiers over there or anything, but they declared war on them.
Yeah.
And he was from Germany, and they were confiscating all the Germans' lands in Guatemala. So he went to New Orleans and married an American girl and took her back to Guatemala and put his property in her name so they couldn't. But he owned his house, covered an entire city block in Guatemala.
My goodness.
I never was on the inside, but I walked all the way around it, and it must have been something else. He was filthy rich. He owned plantations that had 2 or 3 little towns on them. It was so big. And one day, he committed suicide.
Oh.
He shot himself.
Oh my goodness.
And he left a note. And he said, go into the warehouse. There are 2 crates there from Switzerland. That is my headstone and my coffin.
Oh.
And they went and opened them, and it had the date of birth and the date of death. And he had to plan the whole thing.
For way ahead.
For way ahead, yeah.
Wonder why he did it.
Well, his wife was really, really promiscuous.
Oh,
And there was conjecture that that's why. But I guess nobody knows for certain, but that's a very good possibility.
I baptized the daughter of a captain of a German U-boat that just sailed into Buenos Aires harbor and surrendered. And they gave him amnesty, and he raised a family in Argentina. And the girl I baptized, Hermana Boski, she was about 6'1", probably 200 pounds of solid muscle.
Wow.
And she was the Argentine decathlon champion, women's decathlon champion. She participated in the Olympics in, what would it be, 1960, I think. She was especially good at throwing the javelin. And would tease her a lot because she spoke Spanish really well. She had been there all her life, but she also spoke German really well because her dad was German. And whenever she'd pretend to be enraged with us over our teasing, and she'd go, how did she say it? Rouse! Rouse! That means get out of here. Rouse! Rouse! That's about the only thing I know in German. She was blonde, blue-eyed. We baptized her and her husband, Hermano Boski. I always felt bad because after my mission, I was going to write them, and I lost their address. So I never maintained contact. And we had great experiences down there. I gave a blessing about a year ago to Carter Sweezy, and he was called to northern Argentina on his mission. They just made him a district leader. He's only been down there 6 months, but he's already a district leader. He has a companion right now that's from Brazil. So the companion speaks Portuguese. Elder Suizy speaks English and Spanish. The companion's learning Spanish. They have a great time communicating.
Yeah, there was an FBI, well, he's the one that got me interested in the FBI, Rolf Larson. His dad was my teacher for 4 years in high school. We had a real small high school in Lakeside back then. And he was on his mission in Argentina when World War II broke out. And so he came back. They had to leave Argentina, and he came back to the United States. And he joined the FBI, and the FBI sent him right back down to Argentina. And he was in Argentina, and he helped capture a German submarine. German submarine. They found out that, or he found out, or whoever it was working with, they found out that this German submarine was going to surface off the coast of Argentina and let off spies or saboteurs or something. And so anyhow, when they told the Navy about it, And when the submarine surfaced, the Navy, we had U.S. Navy down there. I didn't know that, but we had U.S. Navy down there. They sunk the submarine.
Oh.
Yeah, and they said you could see flotilla or all that garbage from the sunk floating up on the beach for a long time after that.
They had mail strikes a lot when we were in Argentina. And it was right after the reign of Juan Perón.
Perón?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were pretty unstable government at the time.
Uh-huh.
And they had a mail strike one month, or more than a month. It was 2 or 3 months we didn't get any mail.
No mail at all. Huh.
And they made an announcement that if you want to see your mail, show up at the railroad depot on such and such a time, and you can see your mail. And my companion and I were really excited about it. We showed up, and they had a dump truck full of letters from the United States and other places.
Dumping it.
And they just dumped it in a big pile, sprinkled gasoline on it, and said, "You can see your mail now," and lit a match to it.
I'll be there.
I'm sure some of your letters were in there, Liberta.
Huh.
We went home really depressed after that.
Huh.
We did get to see our mail, though.
Now, was Juan Perón, was he well thought of? He had died by then, right?
Yeah, he had died, but they almost worshipped him.
Yeah.
He was really highly thought of.
Well, wasn't he a leftist or a communist or something?
Yeah, he was very leftist, Marxist.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
I thought so.
but he gave away so many things to the people. Probably bankrupt the nation just giving stuff away.
To the people, huh? Yeah.
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 So they really liked Juan Perón.
Yeah. And then Eva Perón was the president after he died, right?
Yeah, she was for a while.
How did he die?
She wasn't quite as popular. I think she had led quite a promiscuous life or something, and people didn't think too highly of her.
Uh-huh.
I think he wasn't assassinated.
He wasn't?
I don't think so.
No.
At least the story was that he died naturally.
That's how come.
He had a lot of enemies, though, even though he was popular.
Uh-huh.
We had an elder in our mission named Elder Gardner. No, Elder Valentine. And he had been raised in Buenos Aires because his dad was the ambassador to Argentina for years and years and years. And he had been raised there, and he spoke perfect Spanish. And I always wondered, why did they ask me to do
Translating when he was there, huh?
That guy spoke better than the Argentines.
Huh.
With Elder LeGrand Richards, I decided he just barely launched into a talk one night, and I was translating, and I decided, you're a goner unless you just listen and summarize the moral of each story.
Uh-huh.
And don't even try to tell the story. Just tell the morals.
Yeah.
That's what I did.
Uh-huh.
I got by all right.
Uh-huh.
I walked into an elder's apartment once. We had a district meeting, in Mendoza. My branch was Los Eras, about 5 to 10 miles away, suburb of Mendoza. And I walked into Elder Gilbert's apartment. He was the district leader. Just as I walked in, he was sitting at his desk right inside the door, and he had a picture of a real pretty girl, big picture like that. Just as I walked in, he had a stamp, and he put it on the ink pad and stamped reject right across her face. She had just sent him a
Dear John.
reject, threw her in the wastebasket.
Just got a Dear John from him, huh? You know, when I went on my mission, I got rid of all my girlfriends. I told them, don't write me. I'm not going to write you. I'm going on a mission. Maybe when I get back, you know.
Yeah.
And because I'd seen it at BYU so often that get shot down or get Dear Johns, you know, and
Yeah.
man, did they suffer. When they got a Dear John, they were on their mission, or they were, you know, and
I never got a Dear John from Mom, but she quit writing me.
It got burned up in the railroad fire.
Maybe that was it.
yeah, well, it is.
I didn't hear from you the last 3 months.
I was at BYU, and I was just totally stressed out in teaching and stuff. I just couldn't
Hey,
do it.
Daisy, you looking for a little lovin'?
Now you got your degree in music and teaching?
No, in home economics education.
Oh,
Not the last thing I ever wanted to teach.
You're special.
My
girl.
dad said I couldn't major in music.
oh. But
I
you
wish
taught
I
music.
would have.
Did you teach music at the high school here?
Yes, I taught music for 20 years here in
Yeah.
Shovel.
Never taught home ec.
When they tried to hire me for music, I said, my major's in home economics education. We don't care, you got a degree, we'll hire you for music.
Well, that was the right choice, though.
Yeah. Well, you used to play the organ at the church too, didn't you?
Yes, every day, every Sunday for like 50 years,
50 years? Oh,
since I was 12 years old.
oh really?
Yeah,
You were that good at age 12?
I could play anything.
I'll be done. Huh.
Yeah, I was a child prodigy on the piano.
I'll be darned.
Everyone was so shocked and surprised.
Huh.
Youngest of 4 girls, and none of my big sisters would ever practice. And my mother was also a very good organist, and she got so discouraged. Then here I came, the 4th girl, and I just,
Ate it up, huh?
yeah,
Huh.
they couldn't shut me up. My dad was always trying to take a nap after lunch, and I was always playing the piano.
And piano, huh?
I love it.
Mhm. Huh.
That was back when they had Sunday school in the morning and church in the afternoon.
Right, yeah.
And when I was 12, they made me the Sunday school piano player.
Is that right? Huh.
And then I played every Sunday till I got too old,
Oh,
till they
yeah.
kicked me out.
Huh. Wow. Can you play now?
Nope, I haven't played for like a year.
Oh, oh.
I can sit down and I can still play, but I can't get up after I sit down.
Oh.
Can't get up,
Uh-huh.
so I don't sit down.
Uh-huh.
Unless it's like this chair raises me up.
Uh-huh.
But I can still type, so I'm assuming I can probably
Still
still
play.
play the
Uh-huh.
piano too.